Hi, welcome to my channel where we talk about beginner photography and learning the basics. In this video, we talk about some points when beginning to start photography. Now, a common misconception by most people is when you do photography, you gotta get the best camera. You have to buy the most expensive, the latest. But the truth is, it's always better to start with what you have. I mean, it could be a cell phone, it could be a basic camera. I personally am using a Sony. It's not the most expensive one or the latest one. It's a relatively decent camera. It's the Sony A6500. For me, this is a basic camera, but there are more other simpler cameras you can use for photography. It could be an old model 4 years ago. It may not have the bells and whistles of the newer ones, but it does the job, and that's a good start. You don't have to burn out your wallet just to buy the most expensive camera. If you don't have a camera yet, I would suggest getting an APS-C sensor camera rather than a full frame camera. We'll get into details of what an APS-C and a full frame camera is, or what their difference is. But for now, to start off, I would suggest doing with the APS-C sensor camera. Like for example, I'm using an A6500 camera. I used to have an A6000 camera, which I would recommend you would get to start off with, because it's relatively very easy to use. It's compact. Or if you're a Sony person, you could either go with a Canon Rebel series or even the Nikon APS-C sensor cameras. I'm sure in Amazon or search it in Google, you'll find a lot of choices, but those are the three main cameras I would suggest. Let's say you have your camera now, you've bought it, you've opened it. The first thing you should actually do is, yes, you should take pictures, but learn how to use it first. It's better that you know how to play around with your camera. You know the settings of the camera. You know what its capabilities are. Because for me, I was excited when I got my camera. So I started taking pictures with my auto mode turned on, just snapping pictures. But once you learn more about your camera, you will find out that there are more capabilities and even better pictures to take with when you learn how to use it. The cameras nowadays are very powerful. They have good autofocus. Like not like back in the days you got to do it with film, but now it's easy for us for as a photographer. So learn how to use your camera. Don't rush. Okay, now let's say you know how to use your camera properly now. So who do we shoot? Who do we take pictures of? Or my first suggestion would be friends and family. They're the most cooperative and I would say supportive of people that you can take pictures of. Let's say if you go to a birthday party, a niece's birthday party, there's always a moment to capture their practice. Take pictures of your niece or anyone, your friends. Practicing with them and showing them the results after is rewarding. Plus, it's good practice for you. Okay, let's say you live around a place where there are lots of parks. For me, I live in the U.S. and I live near New York City, so I'm fortunate to have Central Park as my training ground. As I can say, for taking landscape pictures. It doesn't have to be a really iconic place. It can be any park. It could be a simple plant outside your house, or even at a park where they see a bee or a good view of something. Practice. Landscape is a different animal. I've tried doing it. It takes some patience and you have to be there at the right time. But if you have a park somewhere nearby, or even a basketball court, or a nice downtown area in your area, you could even use that to practice. There's street photography, so just keep using your camera. That's why you bought it. You want to take you want to take pictures, so practice. My next tip, this would be a purchase. It doesn't have to be an expensive purchase. You could either borrow or buy it secondhand, or if you have enough money, get a decent one. Get a tripod. It's gonna be very useful, especially when you've learned the basics. Sometimes holding the camera won't be enough. You might see some blurry spots in your image when you're using your hands. We're not naturally stable, you know. They say we're like a walking gimbal because of the human balance, but no. In photography, I would suggest using a tripod in some instances, like for landscape. One slight move of the camera on a landscape picture can ruin the image, and you wouldn't really see it inside. You wouldn't really see it in your camera till you see it at home. So get a tripod. You know, it doesn't have to be expensive. As long as it works, it's stable. My next point would be using that viewfinder on your camera to find the best composition before clicking that button to take the picture. You know, sometimes you just look around, you know, be patient, and you look at your surrounding and you see there's a better potential of taking a picture. Try that angle. It could be even just a pivot away. It might be even a better picture. So use that viewfinder and try to see which composition you like and which you think is nice or beautiful. So use that viewfinder. Take several shots. Let's say you're in a hike and you see this great view of a gorge or a mountain. Take 5 or 6 shots, you know. Choose after that. You know, you don't want to just take one picture and leave. You want to have options. You want to see the different types of angles of that view, or even sometimes when sunset, the light changes rapidly. You know, every minute of a sunset has a different shade of it. So take several pictures, and then you choose when you get home which you want. It would be more rewarding for you to have several pictures than just one picture, and then realizing that you could have taken a better picture of just, you know, waiting a few minutes and taking another snap. My last point would be to enjoy and soak in the view. Like, for example, if you're in this mountain region where you went hiking or camping, and you know there's a good picture to take there because you've done your research. Soak in the view first. You know, you don't really have to snap the shot immediately. You know, you have to enjoy what you're doing. You know, photography is about enjoying. You know, if it's merely just about, oh, I just gotta go to this point and take that picture, I mean, the real reward is actually before taking the picture and after taking the picture, soaking in the view. You know, that's the adventure. The camera is merely a tool for us to capture the moments when we enjoy that view. So enjoy, have fun. You know, photography is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. You know? So what are you waiting for? Get your camera and shoot.